Yeah. All right. Welcome back. This is Drick. We're playing some Tex Murphy Mean Streets. Playing in VGA. It's a very old school game. As you would imagine from 1989. Yeah, this is not a very loud or lot of audio in this game, but accidentally hit the start button there. Alrighty. Um, I believe we were on game 8. So what we have so far of what's going on in Tex Murphy is we discovered um, we were trying to investigate the murder of a man called Carl Linsky, and we have discovered that he was he supposedly committed suicide jumping off the Golden Gate, but there is overwhelming amounts of evidence that he was actually pushed, and we are uncovering a plot of who, why, and how. How is pretty blatant. It's probably just a push, but we need to get evidence that he was indeed targeted and killed. So far, we have spoken with his daughter. We've spoken with the police. I think the only person we've spoken with a very long string of characters, including some mutants. And I believe we last spoke with Arnold Dweeb, an accountant for the company he worked at. Um, Second, I didn't mean to do it. I did forget to open up the manual ahead of time. Because this is a game where you do need the manual. Uh, Whoop. Alrighty. So we have a list of topics we can discuss. And we've discovered that the one of the things that Karl Linsky was looking into shortly before he died was something called Project Overlord. It seems to be something involving microchips that are implanted into the brain and boost your intelligence by about 15 to 25%. However, it makes you very susceptible to any kind of suggestion, enough to make Andrew Ryan blush at the words "Would you kindly." As for how bullshit, this is from the era of Sierra bullshit puzzles requiring insane dream logic, but so far this game has been extremely logical in how the puzzles play out, and even if you miss an object, there doesn't seem to be. Yeah, it is the plot to a lot of cyberpunk stories. It is the organization, by the way, is legitimately by the Law and Order Party, which is a bunch of goose-stepping neo-Nazi fascists who are trying to use political clout as well as funding from the government and a mega corporation. So it's a triple whammy of cyberpunk plots. Because this particular plot, Project Overlord, would make it so you could, yeah, as mentioned, easily just tell people what to do and they have to do it. Um, let's see. Oh, hey, got pinged. Alrighty. Yes, we are working on stopping the neo-Nazi political party, working with the government, and who have paid off a bunch of the cops, as well as are working with a mega corporation. I mean, it doesn't get more 1980s, 1990s cyberpunk than that. Oh, Empire. Yeah. Orson Scott Card. Um, yeah, they're usually evil liberals in Orson Scott Card. In this one, they are like straight up neo Nazis. Like a few of the cops are legitimately terrified of these guys. Anyway, so one thing I do want to point out is this game. You might think, hey, this is an adventure game. Why is there a flight simulator here? For the folks who are new, they put in an entire flight simulator into this game. I baffled as to why, but you can manually control your hover car and fly wherever you need to. But you can also use autopilot, and you don't have to really engage much with the flight sim part if you don't want to. So, in order to shut down Project Overlord, we have been given the monumental task of we have to come across 8 passwords and 8 different pass cards. And so far we have, I believe we have 2 pass cards out of the 8, and we have about half of the passwords. Let's see. What is it? I believe we had a list somewhere in here. Okay. That was a clue to talk to Sandra Larson, who is someone we need to go back and visit. This tape is just a silly gag as far as I can tell, other than it's vaguely related. I think we need to... Right, one of the people we need to visit is named Blaze Wiener, which we thought was a joke because nobody in the game seemed to recognize that they existed. We happened to find somebody who actually knew who this person was. Yeah, Blaze Wiener. What a name. Some of the names are a little, silly. But yeah, like, I was like, Blaze Wiener, that can't be a real name. That's gotta be a gag. And apparently not. Cal Davis is one of the another scientist that was working with Carl, who is also dead. We found his lab. The problem is we know exactly where his card is. The problem is we don't. I haven't figured out quite how to get past this ape that's guarding it. Not seeing the list. Okay, I'm gonna check with my Arnold Dweeb information real quick. So we have a list of people who got checks from NTC. We don't know all of these people. We know Carl Linsky. We need to look into Ron Morgan, Jorge Valdez, Brenda Perry, Greg Hall, you saw Cal Davis, Big Jim Slade, Tom Griffith, Bosworth Clark. We need to visit Sandra Larson again. Della Lang, Sam Jones, and we already visited Larry Hammond. Yeah, hero protagonist is about as dumb, but this is 1989, and it's also the era of silly adventure games. The other thing is, a lot of the characters here are not exactly the prettiest, but almost all the characters have an actual actor in costume and makeup. Let's call Vanessa and ask about some of these names we don't have navigation to. Tell me about Ron Morgan.
There's nothing in our files.
Great. How about Greg Call?
There's nothing in our files.
Lovely. Big Jim Slade.
There's nothing in our files.
Oh boy, this is gonna be the whole list, isn't it? Bosworth Clark?
There's nothing in our files.
Yeah, I get you. Sam Jones.
There's nothing in our files.
Fair enough, that's basically all the names I don't have immediate answers to. Oh, I just called you. I don't need to talk to you again. So,
Yes?
this is Vanessa. She is our assistant back at the office, and she gives us information that is more or less public domain information that you can just look up. If it's not quite as public, we can go, or if we just find a name but can't find an NPC to grill for more information, we go to Lee here. She is an informant. Enhance.
Yes, Murphy?
And for a fee, we can ask her about any name we come across and spend some money, and she'll give us the address and information on the particular character. Not quite ready to check in with Lee just yet, because we have a lot of NPCs and names we haven't visited. Generally, no, she's not even remotely a racist caricature or anything. But I believe both these characters show up in later games. But I'm just gonna, let's see. Tell me about Sam Jones.
Make me an offer.
And if I say something outrageously cheap, like $50.
No deal.
Yeah. Anyway, so we have a lot of names. I think we should go back to Sandra Larson personally. This is so one of the other things is this is a post-apocalyptic setting. Ironically, California was the only one of the few states that wasn't completely obliterated by nuclear blasts. Everything gray on this map is nuclear wasteland. Everything green is where people can actually survive. And people have to wear clothing that protects them from latent radiation or ambient radiation in the environment. Anyway, so the main way you get around in this game, if you don't want to manually fly places, you can enter these nav codes. And we're going to do that for Sandra Larson. Her code is 4599. It's actually pretty close by. Now, if we can turn on autopilot and it'll automatically fly us to our destination once we have those nav coordinates. There's actually about 7 places in the entire game that are 100% optional that you do need to manually fly around. And I'm not sure if we're going to show that off. Right, one of the things I might need to do is raise some money and go back to Arnold Dweeb and pay for information he might have on the Law and Order parties. It sounds like he has some. But he also has really outrageous prices. And we're just gonna slowly land. I mentioned before, the thing that stresses me the most about this, the dashboard of this car is I don't see an air conditioning. Like, even the thing on the far right seems to be some sort of communications thing. But, yeah. There we go. Now we have something to look at. Alrighty. Now, This is definitely a game you want to save frequently in, because one screw up and you have to reload your last save. And there's a lot of opportunities to die. This doesn't, I don't think, is one. But, Sandra Larson. Tell me about password. Tell me about the pass card. There has to be a management training center for employees of Gideon, but I suspect there's more to it than that. I heard a number of top scientists, but I don't know what they've been doing. Not sure they're not management consultants. Okay. You do get the option to bribe or threaten people every so often, and usually if you say bribe and they just repeat what they just said, you don't need to bribe them for info. As for soft lock opportunities, one of the things you might have noticed on the inventory screen was there was the side on the left and the side on the right. The side on the right says pawn shop. You can sell 100% of the items you find in the game for, not all of them are worth money, but you can sell them all. And in that regards, you can accidentally soft lock the game by selling too many of your key items and being unable to buy them back. So far, that's not something that I've had much opportunity to do. I've only sold 2 things, both of which were just valuable artifacts. Oops. Tell me about Overlord. Say you've never heard of that before. I'm gonna try to threaten and probably get my ass beat for some reason or another, because Tex is not the best at fighting. I don't get... Yep, mace to the face. So far there hasn't been much penalty for threatening, other than you see Tex get have the crap kicked out of him in some way. But and usually that's because you threatened somebody who's not much of a threat. Yes, you can keep going back and keep getting maced. Doesn't seem to be much penalty for upsetting any of the NPCs, at least so far. So Sandra Larson seems to not be one of the people who would have one of these cards. She just has an idea of the company because she got paid by them for something. Let's try Jorge Valdez. Okay, that's about 20 miles away. I'm gonna try and manually fly there. I'm still just baffled the fact that they tacked on this entire flight simulator onto an adventure game. Kind of makes me think of Ultima 1 and 2 in a bit in that regard. Now, the autopilot doesn't really show that the vehicle banks when you hit left or right, but it banks. Had to go fairly high to clear a mountain, it looks like, but generally speaking, the other thing is, for altitude. Generally speaking, you can also just fly into things and you won't die. Like, the only deaths you get in this game usually are telegraphed. Usually. Cal Davis's office is probably one of the rudest. If you somehow managed to get there and didn't read how Cal Davis died. Cal Davis supposedly drank a bunch of cyanide and thinking it was Diet Coke, and as the newspapers state, although they have similar properties, cyanide, on the other hand, kills you. Yep. There we go, and that's how you manually do it. Let's just quickly save that and hop out. Okay, not now. From what I've seen so far, this black background screen usually means it's a dead end. So, Jorge Valdez's home is located in a tract housing project in Oakland. He comes to the door, and I notice he's still wearing the security badge from MTC. Ask him a few questions about MTC, and he gets a suspicious look on his face. Keeping everything top secret. I know some Law and Order party big shots from Los Angeles have been in the office on a number of occasions. No one is supposed to know where they're from, but I overheard them talking while I was doing some service on one of the computers. Ask a few questions. It's obvious he distrusts what's going on, but isn't quite sure what they're involved with. Think for his time and leave. So, dead ends happen in this. This game is very low lethality, especially compared to Out of This World. But like Cal Davis's office, if you didn't notice that he died by suicide and you didn't see the news report beforehand, if there's a verb to just taste things, and if you taste the broken bits of glass that are on the floor, you just instantly die. Because cyanide. Like, this tastes like cyanide. Game over. There are a few situations where you have to scramble to find. The other instances is if you get arrested, like if you end up setting off a burglar alarm. Yeah, this in general, like this game is very logical. There's not a lot of bullshit. Let's check out Brenda Perry at 4577. Just gonna autopilot that. The game doesn't have a whole lot of bullshit. Everything seems to be pretty logically laid out. Typically the rooms where there's puzzles and stuff to solve, you are given pretty much everything you need right there in the room, save for maybe one or two tools that you will find at one of the other rooms. By the way, this flight sim stuff is only in the first game. It's a more traditional point and click for the rest of the series. And it's much more heavily FMV. Let's go ahead and hop out. Brenda Perry, another dead end. Small but elegant house, two-story house set slightly back from the street. The lawn has just been cut and there are fresh flowers in a pot on the porch. Brenda Perry enters the door. I ask her a few questions, but she quickly informs me that she just started at MTC about 6 weeks ago and really doesn't understand all that goes on right now. Ask her to call me if she hears anything that is odd or peculiar, and leave. No, you can't eat a baby in this like you almost could, and I have no math and I must scream. Oops, what's the help screen? Let's see. Next up, I guess we could check out Tom Griffith. Running out of numbers to work with. And I think we might have to take a look into bounty hunting to afford some of the information the game expects you to have. Oh, right. This is Tom Griffith. I think. Yeah, Tom Griffith is the vice president of this company. He might not be the best person to chat with at the moment, but we can give it a go. Because he's supposed to be in cahoots. The flying takes a while. But this game also has combat, and the combat is very silly. The goal of which, of course, is to get from the left side to the right side of the screen. Ah, and speak of the devil, we have a combat sequence. There's an infinite wave of magic, just to make it clear. Fortunately, 80s adventure combat is usually relatively simple. I think it's more the fact that we are swinging around like a 70 or 80 caliber handgun of some wacky cyberpunk excessive force. Tough to go anywhere without someone trying to kill me. Locate the house of Tom Griffith, the VP and General Manager of MTC. A 2-story home with a spiked wrought iron fence, a swimming pool, and concrete paths that wind among bird baths and fountains. Knock on the door, but no one answers. I can tell someone is there, so I continue knocking. Finally, a rather irritated Tom Griffith comes to the door. MTC will soon be more than just management training center. We're working on new surveillance equipment that will change the industry. I bet. Law and Order Party is becoming more powerful every day and has followers throughout government and business. They're working with us to develop a device which will revolutionize the surveillance industry. Then we will put it to work against the enemies of this country, all decent citizens who benefit from our work. There are those who think the device is dangerous, but will soon change their minds about that. I don't know if you know anything about the Nexus computer. It's the name of our computer system that Larry Hammond designed for us. I don't think you know anything about password and passcard. Rather, you're not going to help me. This might kill me. How'd you find out about Overlord? Guess it doesn't matter, because it's almost operational. Through microchips and satellite monitoring stations, we can watch anyone, anywhere in the world. Overlord will greatly enhance government security. Everyone will benefit through this new control device, except those who are deemed a threat. Well then. Yeah, I wasn't joking. Like, this is not a good... These are not good people. He's a villain who's spilling his plan on the assumption that, this is only like an hour away from completing. There's no way this idiot's gonna stop it. And yeah. I'm kind of surprised how forthcoming he is. I'm going to ask about Ron Morgan. Okay, Ron Morgan is missing. Greg Call, brilliant scientist, but had trouble keeping company secrets. Brady was the victim of an accidental shooting. Should be able to find something about him. I guess I can bug the detective. Rather, the police detective. Yeah, accidental is in air quotes with every single death so far in this. They did need to animate him doing air quotes. Okay, Big Jim Slade. We now know he is a Law and Order party person who has been getting paid. Clark has done work for us, but we no longer require his services. Okay. Very fine scientist. He's also a very good friend. A good friend. Oh, that smile. Robert Knott is supposed to be the leader of the Law and Order Party. Yeah. And business partner on a joint venture project. Very soon he could become one of the most powerful men in the world. Yeah, I think that's what they were going for. Out of quick curiosity, do you know who Blaze Wiener is? Damn. Let's see. He was a USF professor, and we had worked with him in the past. I heard he jumped off the Golden Gate Bridge. It is actually IE, but yeah. Tell me about Butts McKenzie. Yeah, that's what I had a feeling. Alright, let's see. Who else do we have to ask him about? I think we're running low on things to discuss with him. Oh. Gideon is the parent company of MTC. We are involved in electronic surveillance and satellite technology. MTC is the management training center, but recently we've been involved in development as well. I believe we are out of verbs to rub up against him. So I believe we're gonna now move on to the next contact. Let's see. Right, we wanted to ask about Greg Call. Let's see if we can talk to one of the officers. I should have. Let's see if I still can. Or if I have to go through combat again. Nope, you only have to do the combat sequence one. The I just want to see what he says if you bribe. Lighten up, I'll tell you what I know. Okay. Stick my face next to his and say, listen, meathead, give me the scoop or I'll beat your brains out. I will tell you what you want to know, but if they find out I told you, they will work me over good. Oh. Huh. I have a feeling there's probably a topic or person we can threaten him. We just did threaten him about Overlord, and he didn't have anything new to say. We have to usually threaten and bribe is when they give a answer of I don't know. Here, let's. Oh, big Jim Slade. Okay, he doesn't have any additional information. He seems to have a bribe and threaten option for basically anything that actually matters to this. It seems like anytime a verb or question has anything to do with something they might know, you have the option to bribe or threaten them. But if they're already spilling the information about what they know, usually there's not a lot of reason to bribe or threaten. That said, we can just straight up bully this vice president. Anyway, I think we're kind of done here for the moment. Let's see. I'm gonna head back to Cal Davis's real quick, just to show you. Alright, he is way the hell far away. He is about 260 miles, I think, yeah, south of here. Towards San Diego, I think. Or LA in general. So, Cal Davis is definitely one of the more important NPCs so far. And I'm trying to think about. I'm gonna see if I can figure out what they want me to do with the tools given once we get there again. Because because of the era this is from, and since this was the first entry, items are automatically used in the context that you can actually normally use them. And I don't think I have any items for interacting with the ape. Like you would think a banana or something, but I haven't come across anything of the like. Also, the autopilot sometimes has a problem. Where it just kind of wobbles back and forth like that. I'm gonna save here. Oh, this is Cal Davis's near Santa Barbara. Ancient building. Oh, burglar alarms going off again. I already solved this before, but it looks like it got reset, so. I apologize, the audio is a little shrill because of the era. And we found the switch to just turn off all of the surveillance. About that, several rat cages filled with starved dead rats. We can open the rat cages. They're not going to do anything. Tastes better than a bag of vomit, but that's all I could say about that. He unfortunately does not see a need for dead rats. And this is the broken glass that, if you taste it, it is an instant game over. But, look at the camera. Can't interact with the camera in any meaningful way because it's, as you would imagine, out of reach. So, let's see. We can turn on the table lamp, for what that's worth. We had to turn on the table lamp to see a key that was sitting on the table, but we already have that key. We decided to play the home version of Let's See If This Is Edible. Computer won't operate without a passcode. Turn off the computer. For a major appliance, its flavor is about average. So we only have these verbs down here, which, and left and right changes the verb that you're using, whereas up and down changes the subject of what you're looking at. Oh boy, there goes a helicopter. You can turn on the light switch. Open up the cabinet. I don't have the key for this drawer, which is another minor issue. So far, this is the one place that I've had a bit of difficulty trying to figure out what the game wants me to do. Non-corrosive stainless steel sink and drain. You can turn on the sink. Sink tastes like yuck, I guess. Now, there is a switch here that's open-close, and it adjusts the ape's cage, and doing so results in an instant death, because this is not a very friendly ape. And if we take a look at the drill, the drill bit tastes like gorilla skin. And that text has a little bit of a recoil. I guess Tex left his gun in the car. We're not allowed to shoot the gorilla. That is a good question. How does Tex know what gorilla skin tastes like? I don't know if we get an answer for that here. So I'm not 100% clear what the game wants me to do with is present. Like it's clear. It's clear why this stuff is here. But it's not clear what you can do with it. And although there is there is a thing we need in the gorilla cage, which is why we need to figure out the riddle of the gorilla. If we look in the cage, there is, of course, the ape that is especially like and makes noise when we look at it. There's a small metal box inside the ape cage, and the box is what we need. And if we try to grab it, the ape grabs us. Trying to think. Alright, the contents of the box are Cal Davis's pass card, which we need to shut off Overlord. Yeah, Gunn would easily solve this. At the same time, this is supposed to be his home, and gunshots would probably alert the police. And that's not something we want to do. But don't think we have any items that would let us just like a broomstick or something to just get the box. So this is like the one puzzle in the game so far that is just not immediately obvious what needs to be done to get that box. Right, we already got what was in the file cabinet. Move the rat cages aside if we want. So I'm a little bit open to ideas. I also do love the fact that Tex Murphy moving up and down on the screen. In terms of the green screen, it's basically just him raising and lowering his feet back and forth. That's a good idea. Let's see if we can take that. No, we can't take that broken glass. We do have a bottle of a hazardous chemical, but it's kind of hard to get this game to use item on thing unless you have the item at the time of when the context prompt would occur. Like, see if we can move the box. I doubt it. And I believe we did save before we went in, so. Box is in the cage, you can't get near the thing without the ape reaching to get you. Seems obvious that you couldn't reach the box with a 9-foot pole. So maybe a 10-foot pole. Very curious. I doubt we can just open it from here. Yeah, that's what I figured. I doubt we can move the gorilla. Yep. Move in close to the cage and feel the vice grip strength of the ape's hands around your throat. Violently shakes the life out of you. The end. And it brings us back here. Yeah, that is the screen. Yep, and we're back here. It seems inconsistent when that resets. Alright. But, like, the only idea I've got at this point is, the... turning on the sink and the power drill and just coming back later to see if anything happens. I've got nothing. So, yeah, this is kind of where one of the parts where I'm stuck. Let's go ahead and hop out. Alrighty. Gonna visit Wanda Peck, a reporter, to see if she knows what's good. Really quick, I do want to check what I've got in my inventory. Yes, it's hazardous chemicals. He took the guy's Diet Coke that he left. That's super flat by now. We do have one of the main passwords to the Nexus computer. We just have to find a way to get to the Nexus computer. Screwdriver, key. And this was kind of the hint of what the plot was going to be once you get to Cal Davis's, is you find a book titled Control of Primate Behavior Through Microchip Technology by Dr. Cal Davis. We have this tray full of microchips. I mostly just grabbed anything I could. And we have a single pass card. So we're heading over to Wanda Peck, who is a journalist that we've met before. She had a lot of good information on what Overlord was and its origins in 1983 in England. Where instead of microchips in the brain, they were mostly figured out a way to plug their brains into a computer and artificially boost their IQ by about 15 to 25%, but they were also really susceptible to suggestion. So we have also, pardon if I'm a little quiet compared to the game. It's not so blaringly loud. Still gonna be a bit loud and drowning me out quite a bit. That should make it a little bit better. How's that? Yes, let's speak with Wanda Peck about some of the new names that we've picked up. because she had a pretty good idea of what most of the characters we spoke to her last time about were up to. We managed to get a lot of names. This is as far as I recall. I think after Wanda, we're gonna go visit out Blaze Wiener, just to see who is this mysterious Blaze Wiener. There's the Golden Gate. San Francisco Chronicle. Always thought Wanda was good looking in a way, far away. I like Wanda. She's a good source of info and she knows how the city is run. Tell me about Ron Morgan. Big call. Oh, we're off to a bad start. Great. Don't know about Della. Well. Yeah, this is where we got more or less the bulk of the information. Let's see here. Well, I don't think we have any more information from her. Huh. She accepts bribes. I'm gonna cancel for now. So let's see who this mysterious Blaze Wiener is. Because I was convinced that this character was a gag for most of this. And they're actually pretty close by. Let's see here. Looks like it's pretty much a straight shot. Oh god. Close enough for government work. Oops. This looks like a stadium. I'm just gonna autopilot the rest of the way in. Please don't fly up to 10,000 meters. Please. Why autopilot? Why? Stop that. Ah. I don't know what to expect here, so I'm saving first. Okay. Walk out onto the field and see a guy sitting in a dugout eating some lunch. As I get closer, I see that he matches the description of Blaze Wiener given me by Bash Dago. Yeah, I was upset about grade I got in Linsky's class, and I sent the note, but I got over it. My dad, I was out of town. I asked him some more questions, which he seems to answer honestly. Sounds like he's being straight with me. He's got a plate with some sort of fish on it. I'm a little hungry, so I ask what he's eating. Red herring, he replies. Ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba. Yeah, I had a feeling. At least we got to meet Bash, and he was a pretty cool mutant. Let's see. Next big name I can think of that might know who any of these people are is another private investigator or the detective, and I guess let's try the private eye, even though he's a ways away out. I think he's actually closer than the detective at the moment. 5170. Oh no, he's quite a ways away then. How about the other detective? Yeah, he's right next to us. Okay. But yeah, good to see that my intuition about Blaze Wiener being a good red herring did pay off. Let's see. By the way, happy Mother's Day to everybody who's been spending the day or remembered to call their mothers. Let's see. Back in San Fran. This is Steve Clements. Let's see. Do you know about Ron Morgan? How about Greg Call? You're not so popular around here. Chief has told us we're not supposed to give out information on this case to anyone. Your name was specifically mentioned. Taking a big risk even talking to you. This Professor Call commits suicide in his apartment. Okay, cool, we got a number. And 4753 shoots himself with a 38. Looks open and shut. I'm starting to get suspicious about all the suicides, and before we got there, a couple of goons from the Law and Order party had gone through the house pretty thoroughly. Lovely. How about Big Jim Slade? Slade's a dangerous man. He's from Detroit, and when he's in town, there's always trouble brewing. Never been able to pin anything on him, but I'm sure he's a hired gun who's killed a number of people. Looking for him? Good luck. He's likely to find you before you find him. A guy named Ron Meat might be able to help you, though. Okay, I know Ron Meat. Okay. How about Osworth? Click. Dang. Sam Jones? Nope. I think that's the only other name that we don't have a number for. As far as I don't know, Robert Knott. Okay. Well, we have just this one lead at the moment. Seven. Let's fly. Hope everyone's having a good day so far. Kind of curious how deep the leg room is on the in this car. Looks like it just, well, it's not very high detail, so it looks kind of like your legs just go back forever. Rather, you would be tucking your legs into the equivalent of where the engine would normally go on a car. Let's see. Oh, goody, more combat. Seems to be a bit something of a rhythm. Well then. Grant Cole's apartment is located in Vallejo. Feels quite Spartan, stocked with only the bare essentials. I searched the place carefully, but there isn't much to see. Move the dresser in the bedroom and map falls to the floor. The map is of an area of California near Mount Shasta, and the navigation code 8911 is circled. The Law and Order boys had found this, they would have taken it. Maybe this is where the laboratory is located and I can beat them to the punch. Return to my speeder as quickly as possible. Well, I guess we are hot on the trail. Where we need to go next. Oof, wow, yeah, that's way north. I'm not quite sure how completed we are in the game. I would venture a guess, judging off of how much information we have, what needs to be done, and what items we have. I'd say ballpark a bit under half done what we need to do. Like, I would say 30 to 40% what we need to do, because we do need more of these cards. Here's a Sierra Mountain. Granted, after all of these nukes, it might be the Sierra Mountain. Let me scoot my microphone a little closer. Now we absolutely want to save here, because we don't know what's out there. Flood location near Mount Shasta that was circled on the map from Professor Cull's apartment. Landing spot is deep in the forest in heavily mountainous terrain. Searching the area for a few minutes, I find an opening, small cave, and go inside. A narrow cut in the rock descends about 100 feet, then opens into a large cavern. I see a small light coming from a chamber on the far wall, and I decide to check it out. This must be Cull's laboratory. Oof. There's a lot to see here. There's a robot here. Utility field robot, over 20 years old. Be in poor condition. Can we scoot it aside? Okay. Okay, we can't get into the circuit box. Can't get into the computer without the password. Let's turn on the fax. Nope, nothing. Check the drawer. Okay, we have some keys to find. Oh, one's under the fax. Just gonna take that. Move the computer. Okay, it's so far the first computer that wasn't bolted down. Take a look at that drawer again. Money and ammo. Well, he's dead. He's not using the money. That's a pretty healthy chunk of ammo. There's supposed to be a place you can buy more ammunition, and I've yet to find it. Stalagmite formation. Large flat map file. Map of California. Navigation code circled 1700. Lost Dutchman Mine. Guess we could take the map. I don't see why not. Grab the vine and try to move it, but it's full of thorns and ripped your hands. There's a shelf cut into the stalagmite, but to move the vine, you'll need to have protection for your hands. Yeah. Good idea. Let's taste the stalagmite. How about the vine? Oh, it's a poison vine. Well then. But we can speedrun that real quick. Immediately go over here. Move the fax. Grab that key. Get the money and the ammo. Get that map. Yeah. What the hell is this? Protective containment system was designed for working with toxic chemicals and has 2 mechanical arms, handling material inside of the rubber or inside of the containment area. One of the rubber seals is damaged. That's not a good. That's not good. Sealed vial labeled nerve agent. That's really not good. Why would you? Why did you not make sure that was sealed proper? Small circuit box key. Here's the mechanical arms. You clumsily maneuver key towards the slot and retrieve it. Okay. I don't... Well, let's... I have a feeling if I try to get this, it's gonna crack open and kill Tex. Let's do it. Using mechanical arms, you try to grab the vial, but knock it over instead. Cracks open, releasing deadly fumes. Alarm goes off, and the door slams shut. You have 5 minutes to open the door and leave before you die. Oops.
Danger! Danger! Warning! Danger!
Of course. Thanks, robot from Lost in Space. Well, there goes the... Okay. I don't think we're getting out of here in time. Clearance just shuts down the inertial confinement unit, releasing deadly nerve gas into the room. Oh. Double nerve gas.
Danger! Danger! Warning! Danger!
Oh, things are going from... Oh, there's what we need, is the 10-foot pole. What a bad day. Plutonium unit. Fusion generator. I have no idea how to turn off a fusion generator. Only qualified personnel are allowed to do that. Opening this device might vaporize you. Fair enough. Let's taste it. Tastes like a 4-letter word, and the word isn't good. You know what you're doing, even though you look like an idiot doing this. Oh boy.
Danger! Danger! Warning! Danger! 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 Warning!
Using the robot
Danger.
seems to have caused an electrical surge. I don't think we're getting out of here in time. Come on, Tex, go a little faster. There. Tex is going to super die because it's double the nerve gas filling the room. What's this button? Oh. Well, I guess we figured out how to escape here, but it's still filling with poison. I might be able to come back here sometime. That's an ominous prompt. It never has had that before. I'm gonna assume I can't just go back in. Let's find out. Okay, no, it just resets the room. That's not too bad. Yeah, I don't feel good about Tex's chances procreating in the future after all that nerve gas and poison plant. Never mind the exposure to the fusion generator.
Danger! Danger! Warning! Danger!
I'm sorry, I just like that. It's the simple gags that I like. I think that was the other thing that filled the room with poison. Okay. I don't think I've got a way to get past the plant. But it looks like I need the plant and some sort of password for the computer. Actually, I think, come to think of it, I think it usually does give a prompt if you want to leave. Okay, we're going back to Cal Davis's and we're getting that damn box. Oh, this is a long drive. Or flight, rather. Autopilot away! So, this game is a cyberpunk game, and I've mentioned this in a previous stream. But for folks who are new to this stream, I wanted to bring up that the developers of this game seems to really be into cyberpunk, such that they wanted to make sure that you could hear all this sound, but most of the computers at this time didn't really have sound cards that were affordable. So they offered in the manual a way to jury-rig a boombox to replacing your sound card, and they show you more or less how to take apart an RCA cable and convert it so it can hook up to a stereo boombox, which I think that's pretty neat. And I thought I would just share that. Also the rest of the instructions. But regarding if we are having money problems, we can always go bounty hunting, which is a lot harder than all of the normal combat sequences. But yeah. Apparently, doing bounty hunts, you only get one crack at each site, but whatever you manage to do, you get paid a pretty good amount for. It is 100% optional. Also, apparently bounty hunting is where you get more ammo. Okay, there's no actual shop or anything. Alright. Just looks like we're pretty much at our destination. Alright. Let's go ahead and save in a new slot. Yeah, burglar alarm again. Oh, that's loud. Open up that circuit box and turn off the security system. Alrighty. Now that we have the 10-foot pole, we should be able to move the box, since we couldn't get it with a 9-foot pole. Look inside the cage. Use the 10-foot pole you found in the cave and drag the box towards you. Through the bars. The box contains the orange pass card and some money. Yay! Well, now we have Cal Davis's password. What was it? I don't recall if we got his. Oh, right, his was checkmate. And his was orange. I don't understand why we put the box back in the cage. Now that we have the passcard, I think we can use the computer. Nope. And I think we're done here. Yeah, okay, that prompt does come up everywhere we go. Alrighty. Another pass card down. Let's see. I suppose we should check out the Lost Dutchman Mine? Yes, we need hand protection. I need to think what else. We might give bounty hunting a shot, if only so we can pay Arnold Weed for more information. Let's see. like we're homing in on our destination. Gonna preempt this a bit by dropping our altitude a good deal, because I don't know why, well, I guess to clear any obstacles that are possibly in the game, but at the same time it seems really unnecessary to fly up to basically just shy of 12,000 feet. Oops, we overshot where we needed to go. There it is. Almost. There we go. I don't know what to expect here. Golden diamond mine. Fly to the site of an old golden diamond mine that was circled on Professor Call's map. Look inside the mine shaft and around the property, but it looks like it's been abandoned for quite some time. Nothing else to see or do at this location. Thanks. Thanks for that game. Let's see. I don't think we've been to Gideon Enterprises, which seems like, at least in my, it seems like it would be a bad idea, but let's see. There was Ron Meat. That was who we needed to see. Oops. The 4525. Oh boy, all the way back to San Fran. Here we go. So we figured out more or less why they're doing this, and you know why the scientists are dying. I think at this point we're mostly just looking for evidence, rather really damning evidence, or as well as just stopping their plan before anything comes of it. We have received death threats for talking with what was his name? Arnold Dweeb. Going to Ron Meat to ask about Big Jim Slade. Might have to try out bounty hunting just to pay some of these fees we're gonna be facing for information. Though we haven't really talked to Della Lang yet, so I guess she's worth checking out. Spoke with Tom Griffith. He was a very stereotypical supervillain spilling his beans. Let's see. Ron Meat, tell me. And here we are. Ron Meat's one of the mutants in the game. Tell me about Big Jim Sleed. Like a week ago, throwing money around like it grew on trees. He's been real busy lately, and that means people are getting bumped off. I don't know where he is now, but if I hear something, I'll let you know. Okay, he does. That's all he does now. Law and Order, those SOBs have threatened me several times. I think I look like one of those freaks. Where they're planning something big, and I know it's gonna happen soon. I don't think you know anything about Overlord. Okay. I don't think you know anything about this stuff. Okay. I think that's all we are getting out of him, unfortunately. I suppose next is Della Lang. All the way out in LA. Starting to run a little dry on what to do next. Maybe check in with Sylvia and see if she knows some of these people? Yeah. I don't remember who Aaron Sternwood was. I think he's one of the few people I didn't take a lot of notes on. I think it was the guy at the beach who gave us information on someone else. We haven't talked to the insurance agent yet. Also thinking about food, and I'm thinking maybe tortellini or ravioli. Alright, looks like we're at our destination. Della Lang's apartment in Ventura is part of a small complex. Della Lang enters the door. I know where this is. Well, the area that they're describing. I give her the details of the case and ask if she has a few minutes to answer some questions. Good, she doesn't want to be bothered, but then agrees. Make it quick, she says. To tell you the truth, I haven't gotten far with them. Tom Griffith doesn't like me looking into their affairs much. Let's see. I don't know anything about Overlord. Pass card? Did I already ask that? Yeah. Don't like them, but what can be done? They have as much right to express their opinion as anybody. What is that face? Wow, what is that face? Let's see. I didn't think you didn't know anything about that. Mr. Shimming is a hard-nosed businessman. He's done an excellent job and I share his ideals. Great. Maybe you know something about these other names then. Right, okay, cool. This is who you're supposed to talk to. Alright. Might be in a cabin near Yosemite. Oh boy. I guess I'll let him know that she still has the handcuffs. Don't know Sam Jones. Know them either. Okay, yeah, I think we mostly just needed Della Lang to get a hold of, who did I just write that down for? Ron Morgan. Yeah, it doesn't look like she knows any of these other people. Alright. Thanks, I guess. A lot of flying around. New section of my notes just for Ron Morgan. Had a good lunch, and kinda miss it now. Tonkatsu curry. These flight sequences, I will not miss them when we move on to the next game. Alrighty. Like we're just moving downwards. Alrighty. Save and hop in. Being in the mountains feels like getting out of school for summer. The air is still pretty clean and the sky is actually blue up here. Ron Morgan's cabin is on a beautiful piece of property near Yosemite, decorated with quaint, homey items that make me feel like I've stepped back in time. Well then, let's get started. What's over here? Standard metal desk with single side drawer. On top of the desk is a fax machine. Like somebody hurriedly tore away the last message. Alright. Small secretarial chair with wheels. Don't really see a need to move it. Carefully examining bookcase reveals nothing out of the ordinary. Okay, bookcases, nothing. Plain trash can sits next to the floor. Wadded paper is a fax message which reads, Dear Ronnie, last night was incredible. You're incredible. I need my nylons back. Yours always, Della. I'll take that, I guess. How is the trash can securely fastened to the ground? It's better than a bag of vomit, but that's about all you can say. Four by 8 Oriental rug, quite worn. Appears to have been moved slightly. Moving the rug reveals a loose floorboard. I had a feeling. Floorboard is obviously very loose. Moving the floorboard reveals a small compartment. Compartment measures 8 by 12 by 8. Don't have the key. How about this table? Square-shaped breakfast table. Scan the open page and find an article on the death of Professor Karl Linsky. Casually scan the magazine, Calculus Monthly, not understanding anything, of course. Each minute you waste skimming articles brings you closer to impending doom. Microwave breakfast that looks unappetizing. I'm taking your breakfast, I'm taking your newspaper, I'm taking your magazine. Eight-foot couch with a cushion out of place. Aha! Looks like cheese that went crunch. Take in the Cheetos. I'll see if I can get the cushion. I don't think I can get the couch. Grab in the nylons. Bunch of coins equaling a lone dollar. Small steel handcuff key. Let's take that. Too awkward to carry around and won't fit in the trunk. Dang. We're at the end table. Whoops. Well, I guess we're taking that key. And moved the ashtray. I'm taking the ashtray. Proper adventure game. Hello. Well, we're up in Yosemite in a very nice place. Master's degree from Stanford University. Dang. Okay, sounds demented. Oh. Probably look in the fireplace before turning it on. Large rock fireplace with an ugly moose head hanging from it. Wadded paper from a fax machine which reads, Professor, in accordance with your instructions, I have moved your computer equipment to your beach house. Okay. Normal looking gas log. Try, but it just won't budge. Actually, paste that log. Okay. Big ugly moose head stares back at you. There appears to be a latch under the chin. Oh. Well, free money. I'll take it. Standard contemporary side chair. Oh, a screwdriver. Phillips. We have a flathead. Now we need a now we got a Phillips. Okay. That's a sound effect. Wait. Look at the TV. Panel. Lockbox key. Okay, that's the key we want. But yeah, like so far this game has had pretty logical room puzzles, as it were, where like 95% of what you need is in the room. That's not what a ceiling fan usually sounds like, unless it's getting ready to break. Yikes. Shockingly silly thing to do. Your tongue looks like a burnt marshmallow. Trying to taste that socket. Raise your plant, its flavor is about average. What's in the drawer? Photo. Picture of an attractive woman in lingerie. Frantically search for more, but find none. Mortgage book. Okay, there's the beach house. Alrighty. That's where his computer is gone. We're taking this photo for evidence, I'm sure. Alright, let's check out this box under the rug. Ooh. Emerald and ruby necklace worth $2 grand. And a deed for 1 acre near Bakersfield. I don't think I've seen that code yet. And, okay, a small amount of ammo. We're taking this. We're taking everything in here. Alright, I think this place, it might be exhausted for things. Yeah, I think that's about all this place has. Alright, what have we got? Okay, yeah, those are Della Lang's nylons. Handcuff key. Okay, yeah. Yeah, let's sell those jewels. We're now at $6,251. That $1 came from all the loose change in that guy's couch. Alright, let's see. Actually, out of curiosity. Okay. Photo wasn't worth that much. Now we should be heading to the beach house, but I'm kind of curious what's at the deed location. Let's head there, especially because it's pretty close by. And maybe not. We just kind of clipped right through that mountain. Wild. But I figure if the place we need to go is like less than 10 miles, I could probably do it manually. If it's more, I'm probably gonna autopilot it. Also looks like we are 5 hours and 35 minutes into gameplay. To the right of our altitude and the blue numbers. Still not sure what the P and B, the triple zeros for both, are for. Finally landed. Alright. Piece of property is in the middle of nowhere. There are no structures or buildings, and it's covered with sagebrush and weeds. Walk around the property, but don't find anything noteworthy, so I leave. Okay, dead end. About what I expected, but all the same, the deed is now ours, so we own this land. Okay, let's go all the way out to San Diego. Gonna bother this person on the beach, and probably klepto whatever he's got at his beach house as well. If for any reason you get arrested, one of the biggest problems is they the police will confiscate more or less your entire inventory. Which can also soft lock the game, but the 1 or 2 times I've been busted by the police, that was usually just the end of the game. It was game over. Alright. And now we're landed. Alrighty. Make sure to always save before you go in anywhere. Located along a stretch of private beach on the Pacific outside of San Diego, hot, dry Santa Ana winds lash out across the back porch. Outside, the pounding surf is deafening, but inside it's strangely quiet. The air filtration system has not been turned on for a while. The room smells of stale cigarette smoke and spilled whiskey. When I enter the room, the door shuts behind me, setting off the security alarm, of course. 5 minutes to turn it off before the cops get here. So we're immediately going to start shoving around furniture until we find a switch. How about over here? Okay, now that's budging. Oops. Oh, okay then. Oh, that was easy enough. This was lights and this was panel. I don't know the combo. Or, yeah. Alright. Now let's start looking this place over proper. 8-foot post-nuclear design couch. Large overhanging lamp. Solid oak and steel coffee table, securely fastened to the floor. And that's the console. Okay. Small mutated palm tree rests on the floor. La-Z-Boy Comfort Recliner 2000. Tall sleek lamp is located in the corner of the room. Can't find the switch. General Electric microwave is bolted into the counter. Appears to be a small fridge. Small videotape. On the top of the fridge is a videotape titled Top Heavy Beach Bimbos from Mars. Like, no, we gotta take that. Small capacity flush mounted freezer. Oops. Yeah, that's what I figured. Ooh, pizza. Zippy's 12-inch pizza. You coward, get a proper-sized pizza. Dr. Don's 100% non-radiated orange juice. Taking your food and drink. Let's see. Large fish tank with many small fish darting about nervously. The Nexus computer passcard sits half buried at the bottom of the fish tank. How much you want to bet that these are piranha? Any takers? Hello, Cirque. How's it going? How much you want to bet these are like piranha or something? I'm gonna get that passcard. Yep. Called it. Okay. Octagonal base supports the fish tank. Small door must be for a storage compartment. Yeah, this is the hint we probably would have received. Learning to love and care for your piranha. So this is another thing we need hand protection for. Let's see. Don't have the password. Large leather chair on casters. No reason for moving the chair other than I can. Ron, this is Della. Call me.
Ron, this is Della. Call me.
Oh. Let's see. Bookcase. Chess book. Here we go. There's a chess theme running with all of the passwords. Oops. Can't turn that on. Okay, we can't take it either. Can't take it. A lot of tasting, this makes me sick. Okay. Neat. Hmm. Microwave's broken. Careful, your tongue might get stuck to the side. So we found this safe. Oh, we do have the... Okay, we do have a way to... Oh, ooh. That's a lot of money, and we're taking it. That should be enough for Arnold Dweeb to pay for another thing. Not sure where we got that code. I might have just been kind of zonked out a little bit. Let's see. I don't suppose that book on how to care for these fish will help me. I thought. I get a hernia trying to move this. Lid on the fish on the tank flips up, releasing an odor. Slimy, moist plexiglass and old fish food. Wouldn't do that if I were you. I'd like to drop, like, the pizza in or something, but... I don't think we did a whole lot with the chair in the corner. I'm running a little low on what to do here. Ideas of what to do here. Thank you. That does nothing. Lights. And that's for the safe. Let's see. Can't believe you're doing this.
Ron, this is Della. Call me.
Don't know. Well, we know about Della and where she is. I don't know what information we could get out of her. We need some sort of hand protection in general. Okay, I thought. So we know where yet another pass card is, but we don't have a password from Ron Morgan, nor do we have the actual pass card. We just know where it is. Let's see. I think I might resort to Lee here and bugging her for information on some of these names.
What do you need, Murphy?
Tell me about Bosworth Clark.
Make me an offer.
How does 750 sound?
No deal.
Oh, he's a big...
Look for my facts.
He's important. Most people I could get away with $750.
Make me an offer.
How about Sam Jones?
Look for my facts.
Okay, I don't think he's nearly as important. Alright, I think we're gonna head to Arnold Dweeb and ask what he knows about the Law and Order Party. Because we still don't know where any of their stuff is. Arnold Dweeb is an accountant. He has a lot of information on where money is going in and out of MTC, Gideon, and the Law and Order Party. Oh, hey, it's actually right nearby. Or no, it's not. It's really far away. Hi, Miss Red. We should be getting a fax any moment now. Now I see the game keeps track of time. I don't know at all if how much time you've spent so far in the game matters too much. It looks like it's about time for one of the faxes. There it is. Alrighty, I believe this is... Okay, Bosworth Clark. Alright, there's a reason to actually visit Peter Dole. We've had Peter Dole for a while now, and we don't really... No, haven't really had any reason to visit him. Let's see. I've been writing down as well some of these folks' professions, so I have an idea of who they are when I look them up again. Alright, okay, I've taken the note to ask Peter Dull. How about Sam Jones? John Klaus. Alrighty. So yeah, Lee for a fee will basically more or less do a little gimme, so you don't have to do a lot of back and forth and rubbing all of the names and verbs you've learned up against every single NPC you've met so far. So that saves time. Does not save money. And Vanessa does a similar function, but it's only if the information on the character is public information, such as news articles. Seems like if the character has recently been involved in a potential police case, we want to go to the detective, and if there's any kind of scoop or media coverage of a particular character, you can go to the journalist with more precision than what Vanessa might offer. Vanessa is just the freebie that you can access from anywhere in the game world without having to go to a specific person. Yes, it looks like we are getting into the tougher nitty-gritty of the detective work. Let's go ahead and land, and you may notice we are at a football field, or you can at least tell from the end zone there. Hopefully Dweeb is still here. Good. Just so you know, he looks like a #1 weenie of accountant my parents warned me about. Alrighty. We wanted to know about Law and Order. Once Gideon was president, this guy demands a lot of money for any information, like 4 digits at least. An Order Party members in his office told me they were doing a good job in cleaning up the city. Well, that was kind of a waste. Okay, that was not very helpful. No, I'm actually gonna load that, because that was a lot of money to just blow on stuff we already knew. Alrighty. Sorry, Dweeb, but I thought you had actual information that mattered. Well, I suppose we should check in with Peter Dull finally, because he's like the only NPC we've had since pretty close to the beginning of the game that we still have not visited. Because we really haven't had any reason. He's just an insurance agent. And he's the insurance agent of our client. Alrighty. Sorry, I just kind of spaced out there for a moment. But we're back in San Fran. Peter Dull, Vice President of Transamerica Insurance Company. Most insurance people aren't really exciting, but he's so boring, even looking at him can put you to sleep. Howdy. Sylvia Linsky demanded that her father's insurance be paid, but the policy becomes void in the case of suicide. Told her we were sorry, but nothing could be done. She screamed, "We'll see about that," and stormed out of my office. Tell me about insurance. Professor Linsky took out an insurance policy several months ago, naming his daughter as beneficiary. The amount was $1 million. That's cool. How about Osworth Clark? That's written several insurance policies for Dr. Clark. He's quite eccentric. His laboratory is in Death Valley. Works satellites and says the reception is much better in the desert. Alrighty, now we're getting some more emotion. So we found the guy who does the chips. We've done someone who does what looks like a lot of the power, and now we're looking into someone who does the satellites for this for Project Overlord. 9932. Writing down that he is a scientist. Out of curiosity, I don't suppose you know anything about Big Jim Slade? Yeah, no. Al Davis? Ron Morgan. I don't think you'll know much about the main. Alright, I figured you wouldn't know much, and you're pretty much the only one who's had much response to the keyword of insurance. Okay. I don't think we're getting much more out of Peter Dull at the moment. Let's check out this lab, though. I'm always down for scrounging more laboratories. 9932. Here we go. figure we'll poke our head in and maybe call it a night. I'm sure it's getting... We've been running now for a little over 2.5 hours. The flights always take so long in this. Like I said, I'm not going to miss these segments once we get to the later games. Alright, finally landing. Let's check out about... Let's save first. Check out Bosworth Clark's. Must be the housekeeper's day off. Looks like a cyclone ripped through Clark's lab, and it might be funny if it weren't for the fact that there's a man lying in a pool of blood on the floor, dead as a rock. Oh no. Oh no, we're too late. Happens if I don't know what that did to the robot, but... that zapping is gonna get annoying, isn't it? Let's see, control panel just short-circuiting. Bank monitors, some of which are broken, display information received from satellite. Computer monitors. Office style chair. Calendar for year 2033. Oh. Guess there's a thing behind there. Let's see. $50 shares of stock. Stock worth $500. Yoink! I guess we should look at the elephant in the room. Man lies sprawled on the floor. His eyes are wide open and bulging. Body is cold, but not quite stiff. Probably died within the last 18 hours. Find a thin steel cord around his throat. Looks like a pro's work. I probably should not interact with the body, but I'm pretty sure I gotta. Oh hey, I see gloves on the other side of the room. Later, nerd. Aha! Camels. I found a cigarette earlier that, oh hey. Hotel. We found in Cal Davis's lab Camel cigarettes. Or a Camel cigarette, so I have a feeling that the person who's going around is a smoker who smokes Camels, and I assume that's Big Jim Slade. This is titled Caged Rats and includes the name of top civic, political, and business leaders in the state. Let's get that list. Glass from a broken bottle scattered all over the floor. Guess I'm just taking this. Let's taste those cigarette butts. Oh wait, you don't know where it's been. Satellite monitor, master controller. Visual station number 1 switch. Visual monitor station number 2 switch. Blueprints of a high frequency relay satellite. Taking those. Can I not get these gloves? Aha! Brown leather work gloves. Coffee cup imprinted with Ski Utah on it. Half-eaten bologna sandwiches on the counter. You better believe we're taking those. Turn it on that sink. Tastes cold and clean. I also like the stark contrast of like how dark the colors are on Tex here compared to this dead body next to him, which are really bright and saturated. And yeah, I do like how they handle the landing, but you can also manually control all that. Let's take a look at this scientist. Oh yeah, we're taking his wallet. Opening the wallet, ID card. Yeah, but stealing from a dead man is not a real class act. I mean, like, taking all this other stuff is not really a class act either. Call Frank Shimming. Okay, I think he's a character we've spoken to briefly? Or if we... I don't think we've talked to him because he is the CEO of the mega corporation. Taking his wallet too. Let's see. poke him with a stick. Oops. Touching the panel kills us. Womp womp. Yeah, let's quickly grab that stuff again. I don't know the function of that robot, but I'm still going to turn it off. Grab all that. Let's see. Taking his wallet and his appointment book. You need professional help. You have serious psychological problems. You should not be allowed to walk the streets. Let's see. Can't fit that. And I believe we had to move this to find the compartment. Oops. There was the stocks worth $500. Taking those. I'll walk through this blood. Grab my work gloves. Taking his cup and sandwich. Turning on the sink. Control panel. Controls are just a touch sticky, like they're not as immediately responsive as you would imagine. But let's get those blueprints. So far, this has been like the only place that we've gone where the keys were not immediately visible or easy to find in for opening this drawer or that drawer. But okay, that's gonna be done with the cigarette butts. Sure, all the PIs, or all the PIs try this when they're searching for clues. Oh, there's the door. I don't have a key. I don't think there's much left, and oh boy, there goes a helicopter. Anyway, it's been a while. We've been running for quite a while. I think this is a good place as any to stop. Gonna hop out here. Thank you all for coming, and hope you enjoyed watching some Tex Murphy. Hopefully I'm going to start this again Tuesday at 5 p.m. at Pacific Time, 8 if you're Eastern. Hopefully we can figure out what the heck we need to do next, because I think so far we've got a lot of information and have made a lot of progress. I don't know if those gloves are going to help against the piranha, but they should help against the vines. Anyway, thank you all for coming. You all have a lovely evening.